And if you are trying to get in, you can go right on over to Facebook.
Tap, tap, tap in. 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 Tap, tap, tap in.
Welcome to TT from the D podcast show. It is Tap In Tuesday. Ladies and gentlemen, in honor of Women's History Month, I am super excited for my amazing guest that I have this night that's going to come through. This queen is hilarious. She's full of energy, good vibes, information, and she is getting ready to drop some jewels for you. And tonight's hot topic, I don't know if you've paid attention, but tonight's hot topic is who paved the way. Okay. Whose shoulders do we stand on? Okay. Now that's the question. And we're going to get into it as I dive in with this queen. But I heard it 2 times. And for the first time, and I'm 46 and a half. Right, there we go. Like, when somebody said, my baby is 13 and a half months. It's like, what is that? Okay. So I'm almost 47, if it be the Lord's will, which I think it will. I hope and pray. But I believe that I've only heard that saying 2 times in my whole life. And so over here in our Instagram and Facebook, yeah, I know some of y'all are saying, how you on Instagram, TT, through StreamYard? Right. So they don't allow it directly. So I am over here and I have my faithful people like my sister. Hi, Vicky. Come over to Facebook, sis. And so you can see Rocky, right? So we love you in Instagram world, but if you want to see my beautiful, amazing guest, Rocky Harris from Rocky's Reality, you're going to have to scurry on over to Facebook and join us, or you can check us out on YouTube or LinkedIn or Twitter. But over here for my folks over here, I'm excited about this woman. First of all, she's a beast in this realm. Okay. She's a hell of a writer. Now, don't come for me. You might say, oh my God, she's cussing. I'm grieved in my spirit. I don't know what to tell you. You already know we're very transparent. We like to have fun and we believe in walking in our truth, right? It's one of the reasons why we're going to talk about whose shoulders do you stand on? Who paved the way for us, right? And so this queen is a contributing writer for amazing magazines that you and I love to read and talk about. Rolling Out magazine, okay, because they be having the hot stuff in there. We be getting all the tea, whether we ready or not, hot and the cool tea. She's also a writer for several other magazines, online and physical, for those of you that still go old school. And she's also a mother. She's a wife. She's a friend. She's a big supporter of her community, and she believes in actually extending the roadway to help pave the way for women and boys and girls and men, not just women, but that's our forte. And that's what we're going to kick it about tonight. So I could go on, but then it would be a show without Rocky, and that's not what we're about to do. So let me show you who my amazing guest is, because you're probably thinking like, oh my God, like who is, what? Look at this picture. This is one of my absolute favorite pictures. Now, I know you're jealous on Instagram. You need to come on over there so you can see what's going on. If you're not on Facebook, because some people don't, then go right on over to YouTube for TT from the D. But this picture it's just so much life in this picture. She has several pictures I have, but this one right here, it's in her eyes, it's in them beautiful cheekbones, it's in her lips, okay? She's a phenomenal woman. And so without any further ado, I can't wait to bring my amazing guest in the building tonight. Let me bring her forth, Mrs. Rocky Harris. Welcome, Queen.
Oh my God, you got me over here now. See, as an Aries, you just stroking my ego. Bless you. You know I love to be the baby and the boss. You know I love when people love on me. You know I love it. Yes.
Hey, Queen. How are you?
I love it. What up, though?
Thank you.
for having me back.
Now,
I
before
apologize for being tardy, I was.
No, you on
being a black
time.
person. I was being a black person. I'm sorry. Behind.
Well, you was being light skinned then, because
I was being black.
You was being black. Okay.
Light skin, yeah.
Light skin. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem.
You said light skin people be late. Okay. Well, maybe. You know what? I know. The masters did teach us we was better, so maybe we got generationally. But let me be clear. I know I'm not better, and that is one of the topics I've talked about, colorism, because I know I'm still black, as I told my daughter. But yes. But thank you, TT, for having me.
You're welcome. And shout out to your daughter. Before we get into your interview, something amazing happened for her today.
Oh my God. This actually happened last week. And I'm telling you, when she told me,
today to me.
So, I mean, I'm at the point with my child, it's just surreal. It's really surreal to see your children grow and just experience life. So she is a freshman at Spelman. First of all, she is almost more than halfway through her first year at Spelman. So clap for that. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Okay.
Because that was some sacrifice to get her there. But she accepted an internship at Johns Hopkins University. It's like a research where she has to do like 40 hours of research a week. She has to work towards it's a big, pretty much the overarching thing is humanities, where they're doing a project involving, they can do anything from poetry to robotics to whatever. It's poli-sci, whatever project, basically they're going to work over the summer and do research, 40 hours a week of research, and they get a stipend, and they also pay for her travel to and from Baltimore, and for her to stay in a dorm. She is responsible for her food though. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Yeah.
And you know what?
Black girl magic. You ain't got no choice when you black.
I know. I read that, and it was new to me.
I was like, look, you got to make it out here in this world. We got shit to do. You a black woman out here.
Yeah, I was proud to read that. I was proud. It was new to me. I was reading I'm like, all right, we got to acknowledge that and celebrate that, because we have to celebrate. That's a huge thing. That's huge.
Yeah, it is. It's surreal, because I remember when she sent me the essays for it, because she's always sending me essays. And it was Columbia, Brown, and Johns Hopkins. And I had told her then, because she applied for 3 internships. Okay. And I told her then, I said, Sid, Johns Hopkins is really, like, we know Columbia and Brown are Ivy League, but I'm like, Johns Hopkins, when you hear that, it's like.
Yes.
So they hit her back actually last week. And she came and woke me up, TT, and she's like, Mommy, guess what? And you know how you like a mama, you waking up like, what? What is it? Like, you done disturbed my sleep enough throughout your life. Girl. But she's like, Mommy, I got it. I got the internship to Johns Hopkins. I'm like, oh my God, Sydney, it was like something out of a movie. I just start crying. Because you know, as mothers, anyone, even if you're not a biological mother, any child that you have nurtured, and that's why I'm grateful for people like you, TT, the village. It ain't nothing but God in the village who done got us through. So I'm grateful. So yes, proud mama. I'm proud of both my babies. My son, 11, he going through his puberty thing, giving me the blues, but still he's been doing well in basketball. So I'm just grateful my children are healthy. That's so I'm excited for her. I'm like, girl, you better live your life, okay?
Honey, I'm like, I was just like, first of all, you're right, John Hopkins. I have a friend that works for John Hopkins. Okay, yeah. So I'm like, can you look out for our niece?
I love it. And you know what? That's what I'm grateful for, because people on the stat was like, my some of my old church members, other people, old classmates were like, oh, I live an hour away. I'm a half an hour away. And that's just how it was when she went to Spelman. When we announced that she was going to Spelman, people were like, because my sister stays in Atlanta. First of all, my husband, Ben, his family, we have tons of family down there. Okay. So that's what we were grateful for. But I'm just glad too, because when she told me that, I thought in my head, I was like, where is that, Sid? She's like, Baltimore. And I thought in my head, like, who gonna be there to watch over my babies? So I'm glad that people, so thank you for offering. I appreciate it. So
Amen.
Yay,
now,
yay.
In honor of Women's Month, I do first pause. I have to open my bottle. I was waiting.
Yeah, I
This
was
was,
gonna say, did we? That's part of
I'm
why
about to. I'm about to. Stella Rose in the building.
I'm
Stella
drinking a
Rose.
little
Stella Rose.
margarita, though, little wine, Rancho La Gloria. But this is one of my old faves right here.
Okay, come through. So I want to shout out a Black-owned business, a beauty line. Okay,
Love it.
this, and I'm wearing the lipstick now. Normally I do lip bar because I love. We talked about lip bar. We talked about that. I love lip bar.
Yeah.
Tonight I'm rocking Summer Shine Cosmetics. It is called Headliner. This red is it's called Headliner.
I love it. That is cute though. That's a little puckerish. That's
Yes,
cute.
it's beautiful, right? Summer Caldwell, she's the owner of this. She works in Southfield Public School District. She's
I
a
love it. I'm about to follow her. Okay.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yes.
called what?
Summer Shine Cosmetics.
Summer Shine. I love
Yep.
it.
Yep. SUMMERSHINE Cosmetics. Yes.
I love it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look her because now today I got on my Mary Kay. You know, usually I do lip bar too.
Shout out to
Today
Mary
I got
Kay.
on, Downtown Brown by Mary Kay. So.
Yes. I love Mary Kay.
Mhm.
I had a Mary Kay rep.
But I love me I'm gonna have to and shout out to Janelle Dixon of No Label Lipstick. So Summer Shine and that's another Black owned lipstick line. But I'm gonna have to check out Summer Shine. I will be,
Okay, because I love a good lipstick. I'm gonna have to check out your person as well. I love a good lipstick.
No Label Lipstick, yeah. And I love that from head to toe. I can say I have on women's products, like my body butter is from shout out to Boosie's Butters. I use her body oil. I also use Socialite Body Essentials soap from Boosie's Butters. So that's why I'm, I love when I can, have products owned by Black owned.
Absolutely. Now we support everybody else. Let's not get it twisted. However, we have to celebrate our victories. And it's a beautiful thing when you see women of color empowered to launch businesses. But it's a more appeasing when you see us supporting it. And the product, you're not just doing it because it's like, okay, well, this is a brown person, so I'm gonna just do it. I love this. Like
actual great quality. That's the bonus. Exactly.
I have like 4 colors. Like, this is a nice one too. When I wear my
let me follow her. She's on Instagram.
She's on Instagram. She's on Facebook. Yep, Summer Shine Cosmetics. It's amazing. And it's, you ever had a lipstick? Now I found another brand I like. I don't know who made it or whatever. I just love what I love, right? Just like I'm not big on labels. I love what's clean and matches and coordinates.
Same here.
There we go. That part. Girl, I found a lipstick that was so nice, but it was burning my lips. So I realized it must have been a chemical in it that I was having some type of reaction to.
That ain't
right. I had to toss it. Now I was being hard-headed. I was like, you know how you had ever had a perm when you was younger and it's burning, but you like, I need to stay a little longer. So you just like,
no, girl.
That was me. That was me. Oh, I
hit the thing. Okay.
I was about to say, what happened?
Your lips, hell no. And see, that's what I like about now, I don't know, is Summer Shine vegan? Because the lip bar.
You know what? I think Summer Shine is vegan. Okay. I think she's vegan. Yes, I do. Okay. And I'm gonna have her on the show soon to talk about it because she's amazing. And she ended up designing something because she has beautiful dark skin, beautiful. And she said, I was tired of her face is sensitive, her skin's sensitive. She said, I needed something for me. So she said, I really initially started the line for myself. And it just kind of took off from there, and that's how great things are birthed.
Necessity is the mother of invention, right? Isn't that what they say? And just like a lot of women I've talked to, like Gwen Jameer of Naturalicious. Shout out to her. It's so many women who've done that. Socialite Beauty Essentials. She said the same thing. Socialite Body Essentials. I'm sorry. All of those women started it because they needed something. I think shout out to Selena Chantel Parker. She of Socialite Body Essentials. She does the body butters and the sea moss and the hair products as well. She said that her daughter's eczema. She couldn't find anything to treat it. And Gwen of Naturalicious, she developed her hairline because while she was pregnant, she didn't want to put chemicals in her hair.
Okay.
So it's just all of the, yeah. I mean, I love it. I love how women, we just multiply. Just like, not just as far as children, but just also an idea and how we just turn it into what we need it to be.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Look, Michelle. Hey, Michelle.
Yes. They're actually, hi, Michelle. She's actually, they're part of the Pure Foundation. They're part of a family that launched a scholarship in honor of their father, late father, who was a proponent of education. And they gave Sydney a scholarship. Nice. When she was on the way to school. So, hey, Johnson family. Yes. And I saw, hey, Ron is here too. I believe.
Yes.
Ron yeah. Hey,
yes. Ron in the building. He said, I got to stop through. Look, Selena Chantel Parker's here.
So I met her at the Detroit Hair Expo, and we really had a good time. I was with Kenya Mortar there. I was emceeing that, and Selena was on the panel. So yes, Selena, my body butter. Oh, and my deodorant. Yes, that's what I'm gonna say. While she's on here, y'all. If you're looking for a natural deodorant that will not have you funky and not burn your armpits, get from Socialite Body Essentials deodorant. That's what I've been using. I've used so many others and they will like burn my armpits, or I will still be funky, but not with her. So I love it. So I always, and wait a minute, that's why I say though, TT, when I complain about a business, my thing is, look, I give people kudos. If your product is banging, I am going to put you out there. And if you slipping, I'm gonna put that out there too. And it ain't just because you Black. You know, it's any business, any ethnicity. You know, it just should be, you know, customer service. But I digress. I ain't gonna go on that tangent. But
I do love that you're doing that. And Selena, if you don't mind, can you put your link? Like, could you put your website? Drop it in the comments. I want to put it up there so people can know. That would be great. So I'm excited about that. See, that's what I'm talking about, sharing and paying it forward. This really spills into our topic tonight. Whose shoulders do you stand on?
Exactly. Because we have everything we need within our network.
Absolutely.
Everything we need. If you need body products, check SB Fresh out. If you need your hair done, who can we go to? My girl Brandy Hair Bossy, whomever does your hair, who does your nails, who does your waxing. Shout out to Ashley Tolliver MUA. All of these Black women doing quality work. Shout out to Rashida Glam Doctor. All of these women who
Honey Child, Toy Honey Child.
Right. All of these women, attorneys. Shout out to Jahan Crump Gibson of Great Lakes Family Law. Great Lakes Law. I mean, it's just like a plethora of women that we can name in different sectors.
And we could. This show could be about that because we know so many. And one of the things I love about Rocky's reality, and I love about myself, is that we use our platforms to empower others, to encourage others, motivate others, but not only that, but to enlighten people. To bring, information to the forefront.
I'm a big nerd. I'm a big nerd, really. I mean, really, I'm cute, but I'm a nerd. Like, real talk. Like, seriously, I am. I'm a nerd. I'm just a sexy nerd at the end of the day.
Ooh,
some days I'm a frumpy nerd. I'm for real. Like, but I was taught that my grandparents' home was kind of a meeting point in the neighborhood. You know, you remember the days when you can go into your neighbors' homes, you could be at their homes, you could eat. They could whoop your ass sometimes, or I mean, we're talking about the back in the day, and then, we crack hit us, and then things just kind of blew up, and we already were dealing with generational stuff. But it's just we were always taught that you support each other.
Yeah,
you
did.
And especially when you're putting out a quality product, I'm gonna put you on, and I love how people connect with each other. That is like, and I'm a social worker too, so that's part of my job too, to connect people. And so that's why I'm blessed in media to do that with people, to connect with people. And I just love when people will text me or call me later and be like, oh, I'm doing this with this person, or I'm doing this because I met this person. I'm like, yes, get it.
Yeah. And what I love about your energy and your vibe is that it's authentic. And so
you too. Thank you.
Thank you, Queen. I really it's one thing when we see lights, camera, action, and do all these things, but I've had the pleasure of actually being in a private realm with you and your awesome husband, and seeing that you are exactly who we see here. Really, it was like
I love it. What's the password? That was the shit. We need to do that. We need
it's
to
coming again.
2022.
It's coming again. There's one in April.
Let me know how I can help promote whatever. Come on, let's partner, let's collab, let's do something. I love that. That was dope.
Okay.
That was I loved it. That was the perfect thing because we didn't have any plans, and that was just perfect. Just an intimate, and Kim Yana blew her face off, her face off. So and we, it was good because hubby and I almost didn't make it, but God stepped in
all the time.
I was gonna make it. So I'm just laughing because that's what I always try to. I know with social media, it is easy to become a different person.
Yes, it is.
And that's kind of like a thought and an obsession with me that I always want to make sure I'm still translating. Like I'm beautiful and silly and I can be an asshole in person. And I want to translate that still online too. But I know also sometimes when we're online, just the culture of social media. Sometimes when you see people in person, it might be some things that are different, or even online, you share some things that you might not share in person. So, but yes, I appreciate that.
No, I mean it was everything, and it was just like, okay, wanting in honor of Women's Month, but whether it was Women's Month or it's May, June, I would always love to have you come on because it's always fun when we kick it. I enjoyed myself on your show last week, and it's just like the feedback people were saying, like they enjoyed us. I was just like, okay. And I know that I'm supposed to be pulling some names today. Okay, I was supposed to be pulling some names today, but folks didn't follow the rule. They didn't follow the procedure to win those tickets. And so the screening is actually this weekend for TJ Hemfield's Shaded Dreams. Okay. And so you were supposed to not text me. Okay. That's illegal. Okay. So for those of you that text me, I'm so sorry that you're not qualified that way. So this is what we're going to do tonight. We're going to ask a question. 6 folks, or let's just say a person, can win 2 tickets. Okay. Tonight, live right here. The folks that's chiming in, if you can jump on here, whether you over here in Instagram world, if you're interested in being a winner for TJ Hemfield's live premiere movie, Shaded Dreams, which is going to be this weekend, the 19th and 20th, then I need you to jump on this interview with me and my amazing guest, Rocky Harris, tonight. And I'm going to ask one thing you know about TJ Hemfield. We can start over here, and I'm going to, one thing you know about TJ Hemfield. Okay, first of all, I hope you know who he is. Okay.
Y'all better. Well, Google. Like I be telling my kids.
You got people that don't live here too, though. So, you got people that live, but I mean, unless you flying in, because there's people that live other places, unless you're going to fly in for it, which would be dope. You probably want to not get into
I know who he is, but I don't know no facts like that. I mean, I know perilous times. I know that, but I don't know no behind the scenes stuff. So I hope I can learn something.
You will. And well, Rocky, that's okay. So listen, we're going to give these folks a minute to process this and really look into it. But I really want people to have the opportunity to win these tickets. They're sponsored by Vitra from the VFX. Like, she got her own cannabis business, and she jumped into our interview about 2 weeks ago, and she doing his interview with me, and she said, I want to bless somebody with some tickets. I'm going to sow a seed, 6 tickets. We're like, come through. Okay. And it's this weekend. And so, Michelle said, peerless times, enough said. Boom.
I mean, everybody know. I mean, of course, we know that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Michelle, can you say one more thing? If you're interested, if you want to jump in and win a pair of tickets for you and a guest, tell us one more thing about TJ Hemfield that you know besides Peerless Times. And that's for anybody else. Jump in here. But while we're waiting on Miss Shay to drop that answer in here, and anybody else that want to jump in and drop an answer, what you know about TJ Hemphill, as long as it's outside of Fearless Times. One other thing that he does besides write plays? That's a question. That's a question for you. What's another thing that TJ Hemphill does besides, okay, obviously the movie. Don't do it. So writing movies and plays. What's another thing that he does? Now back to you, Rocky, to get into our interview. Can you tell our listeners a little bit about you? I didn't even really give a real introduction because nobody can introduce themselves better than themselves. That's how I feel. Yeah.
Oof. And you know, we just got to talking. I just
you know how we do. I
got adult ADHD.
Okay, I do too. I need my paperwork.
And I've been sipping my margarita. So okay, I mean it's like, oh my gosh, you can't even fit. It'd be so much.
It do.
But I am Raquel Harris, writer, editor, media personality, mother, wife, sister, friend, shit talker, therapist. I am a social worker by trade, actually. I've been in social work about 23 years now. I am not actively in the field, but I do train. So I'm a trainer now for the state of Michigan. So that is my 9 to 5. So I train on protecting the people, protective services, foster care. But my purpose and passion is writer, editor, media extraordinaire, and I'm a storyteller. I love telling stories, and I love telling stories about us, about our people, about what we're doing, who we are, where we've been, where we're going. And I just always, I'm glad I came from a family that just taught me about my heritage and taught me the importance of who we are. And so I just always have felt an obligation to do that when I'm telling my stories. I love interviewing celebrities, of course, but I love like getting behind who are the people, what makes them tick, how is this influencing us as a community? How can we do better and be better? So, and that's just the social worker in me. And that's why on my podcast, I'll have topics like open marriage, you know, salacious stuff like that. But I'll also talk about infertility, foster care, blended families, mental health, Black wealth, cannabis legalization, things that why is it important for us to vote, topics like that. And then, of course, I've had my celebrities on there like Anthony Hamilton, Moni Love. So, and wait, though.
Let
me give an exclusive.
Oh, shit.
Right quick.
Okay,
right
come on.
I told a couple people this, but and some people saw me post it on Facebook the other day how I just got word that a hip hop legend is appearing on Rocky's Reality next month. So I first want to say, as we talk about who paved the way, shout out to Montez Miller. Miller, the official photographer for Aretha Franklin, videographer, producer, BT producer extraordinaire. Shout out to Montez, who has been such a valuable mentor. She's not even just a mentor; she's family. She auntie. She's my auntie. And I love her because she connected me with Uncle Luke. So
shut
Uncle
the front door. Girl, bye.
Campbell, Uncle Luke of 2 Live Crew will be on Rocky's Reality April 14th, y'all. So
come on now. Shut the front door.
Okay. Because I remember being 9 years old, walking up the block with my little boombox, like 1 and 1. We're having some fun in the bedroom all day. Hey, look,
and all of that night.
Let me be clear. And now that I'm about to be 45, I know that the music was misogynistic. We get it. It was degrading to women, but it was also groundbreaking. Like, and Uncle Luke, he is one of the forefathers of like that just propelled hip hop in a different stratosphere. With the lawsuits he went through and with just the way he just continually was like, I'm going to make my music. And he's a pioneer in Miami bass, you know, that culture.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
You know, he's also written like the one named after one of my favorite, Luther, Love Won't, I don't know, not Luther Vandross.
Love Won't Let Me Wait.
Did Luther Campbell do that? No, I'm not. Ooh,
no, she's talking about TJ Hemphill.
2 Live Crew.
The
other Luther.
Oh, yeah, no. No.
Luther Campbell, not Luther Vandross.
Yeah, the other Luther. The other Luther, Michelle.
Yeah. But shout out to rest in peace to Luther Vandross.
Yeah. I thought you was talking about TJ. I'm like, TJ didn't write that.
Yeah. But also, here's the thing. A lot of people might not know Luther Campbell has become a politician. He ran for mayor. He has been active in his community. He has football teams that he coaches. He does a lot of things in the community. So he don't went from popping coochies to saving the community. Like he's big time doing a lot of, and he spreads a lot of truth about the racism and bureaucracy and BS of the Florida school systems and down in Miami. So he's very active in his community, and he's pretty much evolved. And I'm just honored, because he's a legend. Like that's one of the best things about doing this, to be able to converse with people who I grew up listening to.
Yeah.
Like that's in the building. Like, Montez. Wait a minute, let me tell you. Like Montez, get you a mentor like Montez. Because she will text me like, you need to do such and such. She will connect me and be like, look, you need to follow up. And I appreciate her for pushing me, because I said, Montez, you obviously see that in me, the ability to do this.
Yeah.
To interview these people on my platform, because of course I love For Rolling Out and This Is R&B and Parade. Those are larger platforms, but I'm in the midst of building my own, and I'm grateful to have these people. And it's just all about building relationships too, a lot of times. So that's right. But I love what I do. I'm a lover of music, and people know, like, I'm not just interviewing just for, kicks. Like, I really love to find out the people behind the music and how it came about. And it's a beautiful thing. I'm grateful.
Yeah. You know what? I don't know if Montez remembers. I met Montez through Dodie Johnson when we were on 910 AM. And so I had the opportunity I already knew who she was by her name and by her work, but to actually meet her in person, it was just like the humility. It was the humility for me.
I know,
and so,
right?
Yeah, every time I see her out, and I'm always like, hey, Montez, hi.
I love her, like such a calm, warm spirit. Like, and my crazy Aries stuff. You know what it is? I want to say y'all both Libras, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I think Montez is a Libra. You a Libra too.
I'm a Libra too. Amen.
So y'all have that common energy, and y'all have that magnetic energy, and y'all have that persuasive energy too.
So we receive that. I think it's safe to say we receive that.
I love Montez. Like I love her. I really appreciate her. Like, and and shout out. Really, while I'm on, I need to shout out Portia Monique, because she is also someone who's been pivotal in this path for me. She is the one who reached out to me for writing that Rolling Out. So I'm just grateful that God has placed these people in my life. And it's like, when you look back on your journey, you like, God, you was really putting things into place, and I didn't even know. And you see always doing that in place, and I'm like, so I'm grateful. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Uncle Luke. He's
gonna be phenomenal.
Like he's a legend. He's one of those. You know who that is.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like the greats, and that's and because I'm the 80s, 90s, you know what I'm saying? That's my era,
Mine too.
I love some of the new folks, but it's nothing like that golden era of 80s and 90s. So, and I love that some of these same people are still here, because So, hey, Beth. Hey, Beth. Another humble beauty, just as humble as she can be. You be like, Beth, you so.
Now, when you talk about whose shoulders you stand on, and that, like Beth is amazing. Beth is on the road right now with Kim and Babyface, and she's doing her thing out there, just always working. That woman never really rests and sleep. And even when she's supposed to, she's always just working hard. And so when you think about the topic we have, whose shoulders you stand on, the first person I heard say that to me was Twinkie Bird. I was in Clubhouse and I wandered off into a room. Okay. And so it was a great conversation. And I was a newbie. They had a little party hat. Like if you a newbie, I was like, oh, I don't know what to do in here or whatever. So I ended up on the stage as a moderator. And I was like, oh my God. I'm like, oh no, I'm not, how did this, I didn't touch anything. I was thinking like, oh my God, I'm embarrassed. Like, how am I gonna get down? And so they were like, we're gonna go around and introduce ourselves. And I'm like, oh my, do I log off? What do I do? I was like, oh my God. I was like, they can't see me, but I was like, they see my name. And I'm like, oh my God. So when it got around to me, I was like, I don't know how I ended up here. I apologize. I just came in to listen. I got in here by accident and I don't belong up here. And Twinkie said, let me stop you right there.
Okay.
She said, Queen, you belong in every room that you enter.
Okay.
And it wasn't a mistake that you ended up here. So the young lady, Layla Odom, who played in the Salt and Pepper documentary.
Yes.
She said, I pulled you up here. And I was thinking like to myself, did she think she knew me or something? But when I was done, I DM'd Twinkie, I DM'd Layla and thanked them and just was grateful. And Twinkie said, I have to ask you a question. I said, sure. So she said, do you know whose shoulders you stand on? And I ain't gonna lie, Rocky, I was like, whose shoulders did I don't think I've ever stood on anybody's shoulder. I took it for what she said. I said, Queen, I don't mean to sound ignorant because I'm really transparent and I'm really upfront. If I don't know what you're talking about, I'm not gonna just let you talk. And then you think I processed it and I have no clue what you're saying.
Right.
Okay?
Please.
I don't do that.
Please. Thanks.
So I said, what does that mean? And she said, Maya Angelou's and Whoopi Goldberg's and Cicely Tyson's. And then she went into explaining to me. Mm-hmm. And I said, okay. Wow. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of women shoulders that I stand on. Yeah. And it's my job to reach my hand down and pull them up beside me, the ones behind me, and even the ones that might be ahead of me, but just fell down and need to get back up. Yeah. It's my job to do that. As a woman, right? That's what we do. Okay. And so I also heard it again with the young lady. I'm trying to get her on my show that spoke at the inauguration for Kamala Harris and Joe Biden when she talked about that, Amanda Gorman. And she beautiful.
We're gonna claim that, baby. Yes. We're gonna claim.
So I'm in conversation with her team, and I'm like, when she was I got chills again. It gave me such like, wow, when she spoke. Yeah. And she said it again, like, do you know who? And she just ran it down. And I said, this is the second time I heard this. Yeah. Okay. Second time I've heard it. And so I couldn't think of a better guest to come on in honor of Women's Month than you to talk about.
Thank you.
Whose shoulders do we stand on, And so with that being said, because I digress, I'm sorry. I'm in my zone. No. Let me ask you that. Whose shoulders do you feel you stand on?
Well, of course, we have the famous names. Of course, we have the famous ladies and the celebrities and the dignitaries and activists, the Harriet Tubmans, like you said, the Maya Angelou's, the Octavia Spencers, the Angela Bassett's, all of those ladies. But when I think of that, I have to start with my mom and my grandmom and my great grandma, my ancestors, like the women in my family. But immediately my grandmother, Georgia Ann Payne, who taught me how to bake cakes, who taught me my timetables, taught me how to tie my shoe, read to me my Aunt Sandra, who would send us books. And my sister and I would make fun of this. We didn't know she was educating us on our heritage, send us African artifacts, send us different books, send us different materials of African culture. This is when we was like 8, 9 years old. And we'd be like, Auntie Sandra sending this stuff from Africa. Didn't know that she was instilling in us. We was ignorant. We in the hood. We didn't know.
We don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I'm grateful that my grandmother and them insisted we went to church, insisted that we prayed. And my mother insisted that as a single mother, she worked 3 jobs sometimes. Yeah. TT. My mother worked, she's a nurse. She sometimes worked a full-time job and 2, what you call like a contract nurse, part-time jobs. so that we could go to the DIA, that we could go to the library, that we could go to Montreal, Canada, that we could go to Toronto,
Wow.
that we could go to Kings Island and Cedar Point, that we could go down south every month.
Wow.
My aunt Claudette, who, I mean, it's just to this day, it's just a village. Like, and the more I talk about it, I'll just start crying because I truly have a tremendous village of women who have edified me. And I stand on their shoulders. Like my mother, I remember when I was facing maybe having to leave school because I couldn't pay my tuition. And I remember my mother had just woke up because she had to get ready for work because she worked midnights. And she said, don't worry about it. Like she just always had this calm spirit. And I don't know how she did it.
Yeah.
And I went to University of Michigan. So it wasn't cheap,
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
I still owe them. But the point was, my mother never said to me, you can't go because we can't afford it. Right. And just those talks that my sister would have with me, just as my older sister, watching out for me as I transitioned from being a teen to a young adult. And just, so all of those women are women that I've stood on the shoulders of. It's so many, and just women professionally, like even my manager at Burger King, it's just these bits and pieces you remember. She taught me how to count money.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I worked at the drive-thru at Burger King, that was my first job. Okay. Gratiot and St. Albans. Shout out to the baby. I worked at that drive-thru. You could not just punch in the amount to the register. You had to know how to count. Because you were on drive-thru. Because the register that's how it was. You just push the button and put the money in. So of course it better not come up short. Oh. But I remember her name was Marlene White. She taught me how to count backwards. So I always in my head know now when I get supposed to get change back, I automatically know in my head and calculate. So it's just lessons like that have through my life, period. My mother always sending me affirmations. Y'all notice I love to post memes. My mother would send me like little booklets of affirmations when I was in college. She would send me like a care package with some, some things, some little, knickknacks and stuff. And then she would always have like a little booklet of affirmations, of poems and just sayings. And so it's just all of those things. And just the women that I've met professionally too, just through my media career, women like you who at moments have texted me, inboxed me. And when you say good morning, Queen, you don't know when somebody is feeling like shit sometimes. And just that moment for you to say to them, good morning, how are you? We don't know, when you reach out to people. And that's why I always say, check on your strong friends. And actually, I'm going to have a Queen, Mahogany Jones. Shout out to her. Fierce Mahogany Jones. Shout out to her. She's going to be on Reality Thursday. And her new single is Strong Friends, Weak Friends. And it just talks about how we got to check on each other.
Yeah.
We do. Because we stand on the shoulders, but those shoulders get tired. And we got to sometimes support those shoulders and support our own shoulders so that our children and, it's just the generations can continue. That's how our legacy continues. So I'm just, love Mahogany Jones. But I'm just grateful for so many women. And that's why I understand the concept when we say women can't get along. I get that. And I've had my issues too. But overall, ain't nothing like women when they get into gear and you put it out there that you need something and just take that time to ask someone, how are you doing? How are you feeling today? Checking on folks. And folks don't know. I get that from my mama too, sending people birthday messages. And so it's so many, TT. And so now I'm glad to be here with you and we standing on each other's shoulders because now we can help each other. And so I'm grateful.
I'm grateful too, Queen.
It's so many. I can't even name them all. It's too many.
Now let me ask you this. This is a fun one here. So when you were growing up, who was your favorite TV mom that you thought, I wouldn't mind being like her when I get grown?
Child.
Come on now.
It's okay. So it's a mix.
Okay. Come on.
It's a mix between Florida Evans from Good Times.
Really? Flo.
And Claire Huxtable. Yes.
Okay.
Because they both had, and you know what? I love Aunt Viv. Too.
Yes.
And that's what I said about this Aunt Viv in the current Bel Air, that she is the bee's knees and the scorpion's sting. It's like they got the sweetness and they got that, they nicety. Okay. So, I mean, because Florida Evans, she was so humble, and even though they was broke as I don't know what, she loved the hell out of her babies, and
her husband.
Right. She was patient. She was very, and I just love how she had that sass too. How she was like, you about to.
Yes.
So I just always love that energy she had about her. And Claire Huxtable was the first who, to me, showed me that educated woman could have a career and family. That was the first mama I saw where I knew that I can still have a career and still have a successful family. Yes. And that's always something into this day that I strive for. Like I always, and I learned from my grandma too, that you can love your family, but don't give up on your dreams and your purpose.
That's right.
And I lost that for a minute though. I did lose it. And so I don't know if you saw that post I did the other day where I said almost 10 years ago, I was reflecting on when I went to Specs House.
Yes. I saw the picture and everything.
You have different like times when you're in your life where God is like, okay, you done got comfortable. It's time to get going. Yeah. And so this was back in 2013. And my son was like 2. Sydney was like 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And Sally Mae called me like, these loans is due. And I'm like, I need to go back to school, but I knew I didn't want to go back for a master's in social work. I knew, like, I love social work, but I knew that was not something in me knew that's not going to be my life forever. I knew that.
That's right.
And so I said, you know what, maybe I should go to Specs Howard because I always want to be in radio. That was always a thing in the back of my head. I want to be in radio. So I started that journey, and I'm just grateful that God like shook me awake. So that's what Claire Huxtable represented to me, like a woman who could be professional. Mm-hmm. She was a Black woman. She was cool. Yeah. She loved her family. So it would be a mixture of Florida Evans and Claire Huxtable.
I ain't mad at you. You know what? You know somebody, she wasn't, and those are two of my favorites as well. I'm gonna tell you somebody else who I loved, and I'm dating myself, but I think you know who she is. You remember Nell Carter?
Yes! Give me a break. Yes, of course.
I loved Nell because she loved everybody. She was like a mother figure to all of the different young girls who went to this one boarding school, right? Yeah. And came from different backgrounds. She loved them right where they was, no matter what. And she was
I love Give Me a Break with the family. Oh, yeah, I love that. I mean, I love all that 80s stuff. And there's so many. Yes, her too. Yes. The mama from Family Matters too. I loved her.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just so many you know, and I'm glad that they were, you know, they were representations of Black mamas who weren't on drugs or you know, alcoholics or whatever. And that's what we needed. You know, because in real life, we were seeing a lot of that real talk in the 80s. Those of us who grew up in the city, that's what we were seeing. And that's what I'm grateful for, too, that my mother in the hood, in the midst of the crack hood, like I literally grew up next door to a crack house at one point. Yeah. Because people had moved out and then the crack dealers moved in. Mm-hmm. My mother was going to work in the midst of that. My grandparents lived next door. And in the midst of that, how they was letting us know there is better than this. So and I'm grateful for those representations on TV that let me know that you can be a professional, educated woman with a family.
That's right. And think about this, Rocky. There's a young lady, a little brown girl somewhere in the world that will see you, hear you, and no matter what she's dealing with or what environment she's coming from or what she's seeing, you could be for her exactly what those women on TV was for you.
I hope so.
But this is in real time, though. See, this is real time. We didn't have podcasts and stuff like that back in our day, right? Mm-hmm. And so although those ladies were scripted and they also were real moms in real life, but they painted this facade for us, but they dealt with real life issues and situations like we do in today's time. Mm-hmm. We talk about it, though. We're podcasters, so we talk about it. And so I think that we encourage people and we inspire women, and then more so I'm looking at the women because you never know, like you said, today, like I received the video montage of all the beautiful, strong women talking about being a queen and how resilient and things of that nature, right? And I thought about people that I felt could, one, appreciate it, 2, remember and be reminded of who they are, because you never know what nobody's going through.
Yep.
You know,
Right.
and so,
Yeah. That you forgot who you were. Exactly. And that's why I exactly said in that caption, almost 10 years ago, this girl remembered who God made her to be.
mm-hmm.
Like it's like I knew it. I knew that, it's, and that's what I've tried to instill in my daughter. And that's what I've tried to instill in her, that you have a purpose for a reason. There's a reason God is leading you on this path. And no matter how people, because she's had, she's doing well, but she's had some things with the guys and just relationships in college, and you start to see friendships change.
That's right.
And sometimes you think people are forever friends and they turn out to be former friends. And that's a lesson that she's learned too, and that she's seen me go through. And that can be hard, losing friendships, because it's sometimes harder than grieving a boyfriend or girlfriend.
Yeah.
Because that's a big part of you. So, but that's why I was like, remember who God made you to be. And that's what I tell my son too, especially. Remember, you have greatness inside of you.
That's right.
Even though those kids teasing you and bullying you, guess what? One day, they're going to be looking for you, baby.
That's right.
I mean, and that's part of what I love about what I do now, that people, you didn't see things in me that I knew were already inside of me. And so it's funny when people want to come around, at a certain time. And I told my daughter, just remember who you are and what your goal is and what your purpose is. And once you know that, and once we always going to have those doubts. But if you overall fighting that off, you'll be good. I mean, and then sometimes you got to admit that you're not okay too.
And know that it's okay not to be okay. That part. Yeah. You can't stay there, but you have to acknowledge that this is how I'm feeling, and I'm not all right today.
Exactly. I feel shitty today, but we're not going to stay stuck here.
We cannot. We learned that. We learned that you can't. And no matter what you see going on around you, even you ever found yourself feeling like I'm in my low point, but then someone that's near you, someone you love or respect, and they know they can lean on Rocky. They need you. So then you put you to the back burner. And you come up with that cape on. You try to fix it. The social worker is in our spirit by nature.
Yeah.
And we don't never really address what we're dealing with. But God somehow pulls a ram out of a bush all the time. Mm-hmm. When you go and you serve his people, your fellow sister, brother, he revives you, because I believe that God will never let us run deep. So, run dry. So we're going to always have what he has in us planted, and we can constantly pull. It's like pulling tissue from a box. It's always another piece, right? And I feel that God just keeps giving it to us because he knows I can trust you with it. Mm-hmm. And he knows that you're going to pay it forward.
Right. Now, giving you, even if sometimes it feel like that weight is, yes, because I have been there. But I also have been there where I've had to let people know, like, look, I can't do it today. I can't hold your stuff in my stuff today.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm a big advocate for therapy.
Yeah.
A big advocate for therapy. But you're right. That's what we do, though. And that's what women, the ones shoulders we stand on, that's what we've been conditioned to do. That's right. Keep taking it on. And you're right. At times when you just feel like you can't go no more, God does seem to swoop in.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess as I'm getting older, I'm learning to place boundaries, and it's okay if I place those boundaries. Because I can't give you. The tissue is going to eventually, the box
change colors.
Right, exactly. It's getting low. I need to replace the box.
That's right.
And this reminds me of a meme I saw today where it was like, it says, I ask my girlfriends if they're in a mental space before I vent or go off. I ask my girlfriends or whomever if they're in a mental space to accept it. And that was like a new concept to me, because usually when you want to vent, you call somebody like, let me tell you what happened.
Yeah.
Instead of asking them, are you in a space where I can unload on you? It's like sometimes we forget that. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to be more mindful of that. But Yeah, I need to do that with my husband because I'll be just going off like, and I have to sometimes remember like I didn't even ask him how his day was, you know. So I've had
Yeah.
to check myself too. Like as soon as he get in the house, I'm going off about something that's happened. I'm like, wait a minute, let me let him decompress. So and that's what we just have to do in our relationships. Period.
That's right. I totally agree with you. I
Mm,
totally agree with you. I agree.
gotta be a balance.
You gotta
I
balance
want to be
it
there for you, but look, sometimes I'll be going through shit too. Because when you
for
said
sure.
that, that reminded me of a relationship I do have with a friend where she's gone through a very life-changing time that's devastating for her, and I understand that. But I had to tell her like I haven't even had room to tell you what I'm going through lately, and not that I'm going through heartache, but sometimes I just want to be able to unload on you.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
mm,
I think sometimes when people are used to you being the strength, it's kind of like, well, I know Rocky can handle this. So I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna because you're probably that one friend that everybody know they can go to. I can lean on. You're not
yeah, but
judgmental.
I'm a joke about it and keep you laughing. I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell them
And
fuck
they
off.
need
Yeah,
that.
yep.
But
You
they
need
don't
me.
I
Yeah.
don't think they know you need it too. It's a
Yes.
two-way street.
Yes. But
It's a
that's
two-way
why I'm
street.
grateful for people who do text me sometimes. Like, shout out to my girlfriend, Pamela Lewis. Shout out to like even you at times when you've texted me. Shout out to my girlfriend Gigi at times. You know, it's just different people will text me like, how are you doing? My girlfriend Stacy. So I appreciate, or even people like coworkers have like came in my inbox and be like, keep doing what you're doing. So it's just encouraging. I mean, not that we all need validation, but it's just to know that you're making an impact.
Amen.
You know, to know that you're not just spinning your wheels out here. So and sometimes, yeah, we do need someone to let us know, like, ask us, are you okay? How are you doing?
Yeah.
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 So,
I agree.
but see, the thing is, TT, I'm selfish. I know how to get time by myself when people get on my nerves. See, that's the difference between me and a lot of people. I'm gonna be like, no, I'm not doing it. No.
You know that
Seriously.
word, the two-letter word that seems so hard for us to say
It's a
is no.
complete sentence. No, seriously. As I've gotten older, I've learned how to be a little bit more selfish with my time. Like when people inbox me to cover certain things, and that's like we know in media, everyone's gonna reach out to you, and certain people have to tell them no. Like, and that's especially what I've learned from the pandemic. Because of the women whose shoulders we stood on, they were tired. They were tired sometimes, and they needed to be able to take a break. And that's what I learned from the pandemic. Those days, those weeks where we had to be in the house and people are like, oh, we locked down, which technically you're not locked down because you can go out.
That's right.
And I got a little sensitive about that because when I did my show on criminal justice reform and people in prison, I'm like, they really locked down. But anywho, it just taught me like we can be okay. We don't have to be moving all the time.
That's true.
It taught me how to rest and to not feel guilty when I rest.
That part, because that is difficult. If I had to learn, I want to support everybody the best I can, right? Because I know I like to be supported. I know what it's like not to be supported, but yet not hold grudges and just couldn't wrap my head like, okay, if I always support you, I ask you to do a simple something. I don't ask why you can't do it in my mind.
That part.
Yeah,
but that's how you learn as you get older that people don't support you the same way all the time. But
guess what? I was like, I'm gonna just cut them off. Then I'm not gonna do. But that's not how God wired me, right? And I'm like, Jesus, I be having these real conversations with our Father. I'm like, okay, so God, why? Why? Right. And so like, little girl, and so I'm like, all right, because it's the God in me. And so I'm like, I can love you from across the street. I can support you as best as I can, and then take it into consideration that you ain't gonna do the same. I don't support people so they can support me. Let's be clear.
Exactly, because I'm gonna still do it either way. Yeah,
that's it. And I think some people know that.
I know it's still gonna bless me. Yeah, just like when you choose to give money to a homeless person, or you choose to donate, or if you choose to cash app somebody for their birthday or whatever. By the way, my birthday is coming up next week, and I will be posting my cash app. Folks be talking about you begging, whatever. Any other event come up, y'all posting and wanting gifts. So please,
you want to get that special holiday once a year,
right? Either you is or you ain't. Come on now. Either you are or you aren't. I mean, come on. And this is my thing. When I support people, because really I could be an ambassador for a lot of brands. Because I will post people's stuff, and I promise you, people be in my inbox like, where did you get that from? Yes, because I'm always trying to.
That's what it's about, though.
And like you said, I know it's people who like, oh, you ain't never shared nothing of mine, but I'ma still support, because especially if I see a good product, I'm gonna do that. Or if I see a good service or just something, see people just working hard. When you see people grind, that's what I admire a lot of times too. When I see people grinding, I'm like, damn, let me, so.
Like I know I've seen you share some of my shows, and I'm like, thank you, Queen, for sharing.
Because absolutely. It only takes. How long this take? Look, do like 3 taps. How long that takes?
But you know what? Some people have arthritis. Some people fingers don't.
What's that take though?
I don't know. That's a whole podcast show, because I'm not sure what the struggle.
So but I don't know. But my thing is, I have to, and that's one of the struggles I have. TT is like, why isn't the support there in certain areas or certain people? And I had to get out of that, because I learned that God is going to replace that support tenfold.
Yes, He will.
And that's what I was, and that's what I've had to learn too. Like, even if I feel like I'm in need of money or something, God is going to replace it.
That's right.
Just be patient and still be the blessing that you can be, that God put you here to be.
That's
right. And I know we all know, it's about building relationships, but if you are a genuine person, a lot of times people see you grinding, they will support you. The right people will support you. Let me say that. It's about the right people supporting you, because you might not want raggedy ass people supporting you. And that's the thing sometimes. That's what I was telling my husband, and I know we're running out of time.
Yeah.
I was telling my husband the other week, oh my God, I lost my train of thought, that, what was I saying? It's about the right people supporting you, because I said, sometimes I've noticed how when certain people are not in my life, it's a reason why. Because when I forced trying to see people that I thought I missed, when I got together with them, things didn't go well.
Oh,
and that was God teaching me. Maybe you needed to be away from them. Maybe it was a reason you didn't get their support. Maybe it's a reason they told you no.
Yeah.
And so that's what I have to remind myself, like whenever I'm emailing, trying to get guests on my show, and, they treat me like a peon, and,
I've been there. I know the story, the struggle.
The struggle.
Yes. But it's all the yeses, though. Right. It's them yeses. See, some of them.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. The yeses. Right. And the yeses are the unexpected yeses.
Yes.
Where I'm like, okay. So that's why I'm like, God is like, look, just
be patient. Be patient.
I gotta learn them.
Now let me ask you this. This gonna be my last question, okay?
Let me see.
What do you think is the biggest fear factor that women face in today's time?
I want to say a lot of it is connected to how we look and how others perceive us. Because women are taught just from girlhood, from babyhood, the way you look, the way you present yourself, other people will react to you because of the way you behave.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
You got to talk a certain way. You got to behave a certain way. You have to dress a certain way. You have to maintain a certain weight. Yeah. And I think that women are obsessed with our looks, unfortunately. Yeah. We are. It's like I have gotten to the point where I'm like, look, this is the way it is. I'm gonna have all my fupa and stretch marks out for my birthday, a 2-piece, whatever. And I have the days where I'm like, look, you gonna get it, and I've had to learn that as I've gotten older. But I think women, a lot of times, we have to be concerned with being marginalized by male-dominated doctrines and practices. Like we have to navigate and behave a certain way. And that's the biggest thing, especially for Black women. We have to make sure we're showing up a certain way. Even if we are not projecting what someone else perceives, because people perceive that onus is put on us.
Yeah.
So I know that's a long answer, but it's like it's multiple parts, because it's not just one thing that we have to be concerned about.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, as a Black woman, and just as
but you tied it in well. You tied it in well. Because
I'm just saying, you know, like I think our looks and how we are perceived by others.
Yeah.
Acceptance. Having to prove ourselves based on how we look and how others perceive us. Yeah. That's a big thing that women, I think, have to deal with, that men don't have to think about like us. I mean,
they don't care. They might have to think about it, but they don't care. They don't care like we do. They don't care like we do. And, you know, we're harder. In one breath, we say, I support you. I want to do whatever you need me to do, let me know what you need. And the other same breath, after you exhale and inhaled and go, you're thinking like, but I'm not going to do that. And it's simply, for instance, people been telling me for the longest, TT, you need to get a YouTube page. I'm like, I don't know nothing about YouTube like that. So so I shied away from it. And then I finally was like, let me watch a couple of YouTubes on how to make a YouTube, right? And so I was like, let me figure it out.
YouTube University, girl, everything is on there.
YouTube University. And so I put it together, I think pretty good, thus far. And I said, okay. So people was like, now you got to get followers. I said, well, how do I get followers? They was like, you got to ask people to follow you. Go and like your page and subscribe. And I'm like, oh, okay. So what I did do, at first, I just text a couple of friends I thought that would do it. Hey, could you do me a favor? Could you go to my YouTube page, hit like, subscribe for me? I'm trying to build up my thing. If they did it, this background did it. And I was like, I had to check my phone, like, did the message go through? I'm like, oh, okay. But I said, okay, that goes back to what I said earlier. If you asked me to do that, I'm going to go.
Right. I would have did it immediately. Right.
I'm going to go do it because you asked me to do it.
You don't want to be begging people. You don't want to be.
And that's how I felt. I said, nah, I know you saw it. So, but strangers, I'm like, how did this, who is that?
I don't know what, you know what they say that's in the Bible though, right? I mean, that's just period. You go, and people say when they move somewhere else, like you will be revered more outside of your area or whatever. I don't know the exact wording, but that's so strange, because that was the same thing that happened to me a lot of times with my podcast. People like, oh, but you know what? Again, familiarity breeds contempt, TT. And a lot of times when they know you intimately, it's different for them to value you in that realm.
Such great loss.
I don't know how else to explain it, because I've had people, like I said, strangers who have tracked me down in my inbox, like, oh, I'm trying to do this and that. But like you said, people who I text the link to is an issue. And that's always, I think, something that's just going to get on my damn nerves. Mm-hmm. But I just have to just keep it moving despite that. Right. But it's just one of those ironies of life. It is.
Yeah.
That's
okay, because
a lot of,
you stood on some shoulders. Now you're providing strong shoulders for people to stand on yours. And we'll continue to do that. We'll continue to do that because that's who God made us be. And that's the way he wired us. And so we also have had the opportunity to see it not be done for us, knowing that we'll do it for others, not only the ones that we know and we covet, but the people we don't know. Mm-hmm. And because your obedience, God will bring things that's going to blow your mind.
Yep. Yes. Wait a minute. It just reminded me. I saw Michelle. She put something about TJ Hemphill. Was we still going to do that?
Yes. So so Michelle,
she put, because
she said something about.
That reminded me when you said.
Hold on. What did she say? Let me go back.
Yeah.
So Michelle she's winning.
She said that was a movie he wrote. That's what she was saying. That's
the Love Won't Let Me Wait was a movie TJ Hemphill wrote on. I just love Luther Vandross's version of that song.
Okay.
Okay. So, Michelle, yes, you are the lucky winner of 2 passes to this weekend's premiere of Shaded Dreams. On our way out, I'm going to play the clip. I think I still have it. I hope I do. I hope I ain't spoke out of turn. I would love to play this for you guys on the way out so you can see this premiere of Shaded Dreams.
Trailer to the movie?
I do got the trailer. I do. So this is TJ Henfield's trailer for Shaded Dreams, and we're gonna close the show out with that. Before we go and get into that clip,
yeah, I'm sorry. That's my ADHD. I didn't want to. Yeah, when you said,
I appreciate you.
I was like the perilous times. That's how my mind be clicking.
No, you're right. And then I'm gonna still say this because people didn't follow the rule. They did what they wanted to do. I said you gotta email me, but not text me. I said email me. I said that live, like email me. But some folks text me, and I had to text back. This is not it. That's not what I said.
And you know what? This, people just like when y'all put directions on stuff, they be like, "You read it's y'all know people ain't reading that."
Yeah,
and that
yeah.
But I love when people read my articles. So shout out to everyone who does, and thank you for the accolades. I really appreciate it. TT, you make me sound like an important person. I love it.
Honey, you are important. You are important. I'm thankful for you extending opportunity for me to visit your show, Rocky's Reality. And Thursdays, ladies and gentlemen, 7 to 8, Power Hour.
Yes, this Thursday live on Rocky's Reality, ROCKI''S Reality. We will be live on Facebook and YouTube with Mahogany Jones. Yes, I love. Ooh! I got a girl crush on her. I love her.
Hey.
I mean, she is a fierce femc. Like, I'm just saying, like, I mean, of course, I'm strictly dickly, by the way, but I'm saying, like, girl crush and, like, her artistry is just mind-blowing.
That's what's
like her flow, her cadence is just ridiculous. If y'all don't know Mahogany Jones, go look her up.
They could do one better. They need to just tap into your show on Thursday at 7 o'clock.
Tap into the show because we are playing a new song. But yes, thank you, TT. And you got to come back to Rocky's Reality.
I will. I appreciate you. It'll be my pleasure.
Extending your platform to me as well.
Again,
because I'm still, I know I've got that greatness. I know I'm a queen and all of that.
Yes,
but I know I'm still just a person too out here grinding, just trying to be on the path that God put me on. And I'm like, okay, God, what's next? And I promise you, every other month I'll be like, I ain't doing this no more. But then
you do it, and
my husband, he be like, shout out to my husband Ben Harris. He's so
he was in the building too. I saw him.
He's checking in. He's a blessing. He is. He drive me crazy, but he is a blessing and is definitely and he's my graphic designer, by the way, if y'all need graphic design, but it's definitely a blessing. And this is something Mahogany and I are going to talk about, and maybe you can identify with too, when your husband just pours into your dream. Ooh. When he pushes you. Yeah. When that's what you need, for him not to be like questioning you about what you want to do. Or if he questioning you, he like, look, trying to help you to be better. He like, look, okay, what you gonna do? Because I promise you, I will have those moments, TT, where I'm like, I'm so tired of emailing people. I'm so tired of And he'd be like, he'll listen patiently, bless his heart. And he'd be like, okay, so you gonna take a break, and then, okay, yep, okay, now what you gonna do next? He'd be like, look, okay, you can take a break. But he'll come back a couple days later, like, so when your next show? Like,
that's it.
What we doing here? Like,
that's right. So, that's right. And we need that.
And my mom too. Like, my mama listen to every show. TT, like, when we talk about standing on the shoulders, my mama is everything. Like,
that's what's up.
Just mama. Thank you. Like you. I mean, when your it's nothing like a mother's love. It's nothing. Right. And that's why I understand why Kanye went the way he did after his mama died. Did you see the documentary?
I watched it with Swift. Yeah. That's a whole nother conversation. But you can really see how when you pour into your children, how great they can be. Awesome. Because she was like his biggest supporter.
Girl, I just love, like, she didn't just say to him, "Oh, good job, Kanye." She was like, "That's magnificent. That's outstanding." Like,
speaking life.
right. When you speak life to your children, I'm telling y'all. And this is why I say to my kids, go. When I say to Dylan, sometimes go be great today.
That's right.
Go be great. Not just have a good day, but go be great today, future king. Like I tell my daughter, you are a future queen. Understand that. Right. Okay? Right. You have a responsibility because you're a future queen. You're a princess now. You're not the queen yet. She be trying to test me at times. Girl. Be glad you got a son because the girls, I'm telling you, the daddy girls, she's about her daddy, and I love it. I'm grateful that they can have that relationship, but you know, we got to pour into people and each other. How you doing,
That's
queen?
Right.
Good morning, gorgeous. Shout out to Mary J. Blige. She got the man saying good morning, gorgeous.
Yes. Yes.
So,
yes.
I love it. So I'm sorry, TT.
No, we're good. We're good. So again, we have 4 tickets left. Michelle won 2. And yes, Michelle, we know you a daddy girl forever. So the rule, and over in Instagram world, I see some of you guys are over there. Hello, love you guys. Thank you for being over there listening. Email me at ttfromthed@gmail.
You might have to write it down there, TT. Write it down there, TT. Let me put it in the comments because the email. Let's. I'm about to put it in ttfromthed@gmail.com.
Yes. Email me one fun fact about TJ Hemphill that you know, besides he's a playwright and a movie script writer. One fun fact. Oh, you know what? Michelle got it. Thank you, Michelle.
Okay. Thank she you. Put it in there?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
So please do that. Instagrammers, okay, or LinkedIn, YouTubers, Twitter people, all over social media platforms. Email me, and I promise the first 2, because I don't want you to come solo dolo. The first 2 people to do it, I will bless you with the ticket. So let's just say TT emailed, and it's TT plus 1. Okay, so get your best one. Don't bring nobody ignorant because they'll get bounced out. Don't do it. Okay, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't come ruining nobody. Okay, don't do it.
You know, so people know that.
Okay, with that being said, we're gonna close this out with TJ Hemphill's movie Shaded Dreams. This is the trailer. Got some amazing artists and actors in this. Rocky, again, thank you, Queen. I appreciate you as always. And I'll be talking to you and seeing you soon, of course.
Right, exactly.
So let me pull this trailer up so we can play it. I'm excited about it. It's gonna be a phenomenal movie.
So wait a minute, when it comes out, is it gonna be on like on TV and streaming, or just in theaters, or what?
You know what? He didn't go that route to tell me, but I know it's gonna be at the what is that movie theater in Farmington? Riviera Cinema? Is it the Riviera?
Okay, yeah, that's right.
It's gonna be streaming there. Yeah, it's gonna be streaming there this weekend, on Saturday and Sunday. Okay. So you can still get tickets. I believe it's through Eventbrite. I believe. If not, the information will be at the end of this trailer. That I can promise you.
Okay.
All right. Well, here we go. This is Shaded Dreams.
So, is it Don or Derek?
It's David.
Oh, David. So what are your plans for the future?
To stay away from you.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Of course you do. You see, behind that half-inch of makeup and that $10 weave and all that flesh in Silicon Valley, there's just another witch that's just ready to bust out.
She's in her zone.
No, I'm in your business.
My dear Ethel, first Charlie, now Maxine, what has gotten into you? You can't let the devil use you like that. You're the first lady of the church.
What do you have in here, Proto?
But you know, she and Mama don't really get along. You know how that is.
It's supposed to be a welcome home kind of party, right? What the food is getting cold and them turkey legs sure look good. Thank you.
Thank God for placing you in my life.
David, listen to
No.
me.
You listen to me. Baby, you're so special to me. I just don't know what I would do without you. I think I'm falling in love.
We gotta return the praise. Return the praise. Return the praise. Come on, lift those hands up and give God a hand clap of praise. Here's what you should do.
You can't see the forest for the trees. Can't you see that they're trying to push him to be pastor and not you?
What are you talking about? Dad already said I'm gonna be the one pastoring.
Only God keeps his promises, pastor.
Son, I'm just trying to do the right thing.
Then be a man to do the right thing!
You know, I know church folks eat a lot of chicken, but God never said to be one.
My husband will be the next pastor and I will get what I deserve. That's what's wrong with you women. You sit around and you hope for your dreams to come. Baby girl, I make mine come true.
Linda, how you doing this, baby?
Turn around, put your hands behind your back like you're praying.
Wait.
You will never be First Lady of Friendship Baptist Church as long as I'm alive.
Well, we all gotta go sometime.
Wow. Hot seat.
Ooh, that's real messy. Shout out to Paul Dean. He was on my show as well.
Yeah, Paul Dean is a
He was on my show a couple years ago.
Yeah, Paul is a
I'm
beast.
glad you out here still doing it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's a whole nother show because Paul, we call him our little brother. He is talented beyond, and he's a minister now.
Yes. Yeah.
And so he's letting God use him. And so
married with a baby. Yeah.
It's a lot of amazing talent in there. A lot of people I wasn't familiar with, but some people I was. I'm like, it's good to see them on the screen. You know, I've seen them on the stage, so now I get to see them on the screen. So I'm excited about that. So it's gonna be phenomenal. Well, I held you hostage for over. I know we ran over, but I appreciate you, Rocky. I want you to continue to be great. I'm gonna be tapping in and checking out your show on Thursday with Mahogany. 7 o'clock,
7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, live on Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you. I look forward to that show. I'm gonna be logged in so I can get my my energy in. And before we go,
because we're gonna continue to talk. We're gonna Mahogany and I are gonna continue to talk because she's definitely standing on some shoulders, and she's one of the shoulders that we stand on.
Amen. Salute to you, Queen.
You too.
All right, y'all. We enjoyed y'all. We hope that y'all will follow the rule. Remember, Rocky's Reality this Thursday, 7 o'clock p.m. You could catch her on Facebook or YouTube. It's a show you don't want to miss. I'll be tapping in, and you should be tapping in too. I will see you later, Queen. You have a wonderful night. Tell Ben thank you for letting me kidnap you a little extra time over. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you, boo. Take care. Have a good night.
You too.
All right, bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for letting me kidnap y'all. Your time. Thank you for joining me and Rocky Harris. She's amazing, as I told you. So many layers to her. She's just a phenomenal person. I'm grateful for her and every viewer that took the time out of your evening to tap in for Tap In Tuesday. You can listen to me for Wind Down Wednesday tomorrow night. I have an amazing show. My youngest son, Cody, is going to be on my show tomorrow night for Wind Down Wednesday. You can catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or anchor.fm /TT from the D tomorrow at 9 p.m. And then we have a special announcement, and it has to do with Local 4. It's a big thing. It's a big deal doing big things in this man's world. So I appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. And on the way out, in honors of Women's Month, I'm going to play a video from one of the queens that was in the building on tonight. She's on the road doing her thing. She's very blessed, and it is my pleasure to actually rock with her whenever I get the opportunity, because I am Team Beth, amongst a lot of other things. This is Got Next by Beth.
It's our time. Y'all had a chance to shine, and we'll be cutting y'all in front of that line. You either out or you riding. My homie right beside me with a hustling persona and a crown full of diamonds. Climbing these charts and you ain't stopping a profit. She's staying on fire like the back of a damn rocket. Total control, cold as the North Pole, busting these flows. It's our time to blow, so just know.
They may be on right now.